We will call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Monday, September 21st, 2015. I ask that you all please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as the City Council meets in our regular session, we are hopeful and optimistic and pleased to be here tonight to swear in 2 new members of our public safety staff, and we just ask that they be blessed in their duties with us and that they enjoy very long and safe careers as members of the Batavia Police Department. As always tonight, we always want to remember those from our community and from throughout our nation who are serving so honorably in defense of the liberties of the United States of America and points around the world, and we just ask that a special blessing be showered upon them. And as always, we just ask for guidance and direction as we act upon the various items of business before us, knowing that each member of the City Council is here in their own heart and mind to do what is in the very best interests of our community. We ask for all these blessings. Amen. Alderman Risotto, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, the city clerk, please call the roll.
Brown?
Here.
Risotto?
Here.
Atack? Here. Stark? Here. Jansen?
Here.
Wolf?
Here.
Fisher?
Here.
O'Brien?
Here.
Callahan?
Here.
Holman?
Here.
Mueller? Here. Boderman?
Here.
Cerrone?
Here.
McFadden?
Here.
Let the record reflect that all 14 elected members of the City Council are present and accounted for this evening's meeting, so we have the necessary quorum to conduct business. Moving then to item number 4, which are items to be removed, added, or changed on the agenda. Alderman Atack, do you have anything this evening?
No, there are none
Okay.
that I'm aware of.
All right, moving then to item number 5, which is presentation to tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Atack, please.
The consent agenda reads as follows. Accept and place on file the August 2015 building report, Historic Preservation Commission minutes for August 24th, 2015, Plan Commission minutes for August 5th and August 19th, 2015. Approvals, September 11th, 2015 payroll of $735,498.40. Accounts payable check register, $3,710,909.46. And the approval and release of closed public utilities meeting minutes for January 9th, 2017. Oh, no. Well, let's see.
9/17/01.
Thank you. September, no, excuse me. I'm going to get this in, all right. September 17th, 2001, October 10th, 2001, December 10th, 2001, January 30th, 2002, February 25th, 2002, March 25th, 2002, April 22nd, 2002, May 13th, 2002, May 25th, 2002, June 10th, 2002, July 29th, 2002, October 28th, 2002, September 8th, 2003, September 29th, 2003, December 8th, 2003, February 9th, 2004, March 8th, 2004, March 22nd, 2004, July 26th, 2004, September 9th, 2004, September 13th, 2004, September 27th, 2004, November 22nd, 2004, December 13th, 2004. Ordinance 15-42, a grant of variance for a garage addition at 318 Church Street for Jim Chester, applicant, and it was approved at the Committee of the Whole September 15th, 2015 unanimously. Resolution 15-119R, authorization for sewer collection system maintenance with Fox Metro. It was approved at the Committee of the Whole meeting, September 15th, 2015, 13-0. Resolution 15-118R, authorizing execution of contract for City Hall elevator. It was approved at the COW meeting on September 15th, 2015, 13-0. Resolution 15-123R, reduce the letter of credit for public improvements of the Tanglewood Subdivision Unit 5. It was also approved at the COW meeting on September 15th, 2015, 13-0. I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Atek, second by Alderman Stark for the approval of the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Atak?
Aye.
Stark? Aye. Chanzit?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Homan?
Aye.
Mueller? Aye. Boderman?
Aye.
Saron?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.
Brown? Rusado?
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Okay, moving to item number 6, are matters from the public for items not on the agenda. Do we have any this evening? Mr. Tracy, if you'd come up and give us your name for the clerk, please.
Lee Tracy, 1356 Clybourne Street in Batavia. I'm here primarily representing the Batavia Arts Council, but before I do that, as a resident of Georgetown, it's not often that the city gets thanked for their work. I want to thank the city for the repair of the outlet from our South Pond retention, which has been there, with a barricade for a number of years. It is now repaired, so that is great, and thank you so much. With regard to the, Batavia Arts Council, let me just update you with regard to what we're up to. Our major function is to provide support and opportunities for the arts in the community. I'm representing the board of directors and specifically my committee, which is the Local Arts Advocacy Committee. I want to remind you of some primarily what we do is raise money to provide grants and scholarships to artists and arts organizations in Batavia. In 2015, we have granted arts to Water Street Studios for their print lab, Acapelago, which is a western suburb vocal group for their concerts in Batavia, the Albright Theater Company for their computerized light board. In 3 years since we've been doing this, we have doubled our grants in each year. I want to make you aware of some events, some fundraising events. We have done for several years Halloween hooligans. So you can go online at Batavia Arts Council, our website, and vote for costumes for dignitaries. Jamie Sam, Karen Hollis, Jeff Matters, Britta McKenna, Tyler Anderson, and a bunch of other folks, so that you can vote for their Halloween costume. And this is great fun, and then we raise some money so that we can donate that. We have a holiday online gift auction in November, and another world premiere of Batavia playwright Donna Latham's play, A Midnight Clear, which is the Christmas truce of 1914. If you're not familiar with this is something that happened during World War I. There are going to be performances at Shannon Hall, and so I invite you to do that and come and provide support for Batavia Arts. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Now we're going to go to item number 7, which is the oaths of office to William Troon and Christopher Schultz. And Chief Shira, I'd ask you if you would come forward and do some introductions.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our newest officers that both started on August 24th, 2015. And I'm happy to say that these officers come to us as experienced officers from other police departments, which means they've already gone through basic recruit training and for the most part can hit the ground running. Give you an idea, if we hire somebody from scratch that we have to send to basic recruit academy, that's 12 to 14 weeks. Then we spend about 12 to 14 weeks in field training once they get back here, and that's assuming all the timing is right from hiring to when the academy starts. So basically that's 32 weeks of training. By hiring somebody like the two officers that I'm going to introduce to you, we shrink that 32 weeks to something like 8 to 10 weeks. So right now, the two officers are going through field training with various field training officers here in Batavia, and hopefully soon they'll be released on their own and can contribute very positively to the city of Batavia, and I'm sure they will. So I'm going to introduce them one at a time, Mayor, if you don't mind. First, Christopher Schultz, and Chris, if you come up here. Chris graduated from Wabanzi Valley High School in Aurora and received a Bachelor of Science degree from Western Illinois University. Chris graduated from the Police Training Institute at the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana and began his career in January 2014 with the South Beloit, Illinois Police Department. And as I said earlier, he was officially appointed by us as a probationary police officer on August 24, 2015. Chris, you want to go up there?
Well, first, I guess I have to hold this. They tell me to.
Should I give you this one?
No, that's all right. You keep that one. I'll take this one. They tell me that I'm supposed to swear each one of you in one at a time, and this gives me the opportunity to tell the story. I told Chris when I swore, we really have sworn him in beforehand. He hasn't been running around Batavia carrying a gun and not been insured and legal. Let me just assure you that. But we do this formal ceremony here at the City Council. So the day he chased me down to get sworn in, I told him, as kind of an ironic situation, I had just been to South Beloit and visited the city government there about 2 weeks before he got appointed to Batavia. And while I was not, as most of you know, I probably wasn't at the police department. I was over at the fire department, which was where I was at. But I got my ears full from the South Beloit folks about all the fun and games and unique things they had going in their town. So I knew when we were getting somebody from South Beloit that we were getting somebody here who was going to hit the ground running and really probably had a lot of experience already. And so I was very pleased when Chris was appointed. So I just wanted to share that little intelligence anecdote I had about just having been where he was. And I think he was probably still riding around town in the squad car at that point. But we didn't know each other, and it was all peaceful and calm and the day I was there, but I'm told that it could get to be a pretty fun and games place on occasion. So if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Christopher Schultz,
I, Christopher Schultz,
having been appointed
have been appointed
to the position of probationary police officer
to the position of probationary police officer
with the Batavia Police Department
with the Batavia Police Department
in the city of Batavia
in the city of Batavia,
in the counties of Kane and DuPage,
counties of Kane and DuPage,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the position of probationary police officer
of the position of probationary police officer
with the Batavia Police Department
with the Batavia Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to introduce my family really quick. I have my father Tom, my Aunt Dee, my younger brother Patrick, my grandfather Bob, my mother Robin, and my grandmother Lois. So they all came to support me tonight. So thank you.
Okay, next up is William Troon, if Will can join me. And joining him is his father. You may remember him and recognize him, Deputy Chief Greg Troon, who just retired a few years ago, and he's beaming with pride, I can imagine. And so is Chris back there. So Will was graduated from Batavia High School in Batavia, obviously, and received a Bachelor of Arts degree from North Central College. Will was hired by the Warrenville Police Department in July of 2013, and Will is the son of former Deputy Chief Greg Troon, right here next to him. And he also was appointed to the position of full-time probationary police officer on August 24th. And He's the fourth generation. I know you're go on and on and on, Mayor, I know, but he's the fourth generation of Troons to serve the city of Batavia. So I'm going to go forward, and I think Greg's going to pin on the badge first, and then Mayor, if you'll do the swearing in.
You gotta get this so the picture gets taken. Well, first of all, Will, as I told you the day I chased you down to give you the oath of office, that we are very honored to have a fourth generation of Troons in the Batavia Police Department. I just want to share a little community history here because this is really pretty significant. Will's great-grandfather, William Troon, started as the first full-time fireman with the Batavia Fire Department in 1917. I checked that today to make sure I had my dates right. And he stayed in that position and later was named the fire chief, and he was such a dedicated man that he and his family, which included Will's grandfather, lived up above the fire station and lived in the place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that was kind of a unique situation by themselves. And then when his great-grandfather retired, he went to work up in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the Persh Fire Equipment Company. And Will's grandfather, William Troon II, moved on and joined the Batavia Fire Department first. And then in about, 52, I think he switched over to the Batavia Police Department and stayed there for 20 years and retired. And then there was a little break in the action here. And then Will's father, Greg, was officially hired by the Batavia Fire and Police Commission as a full-time officer in April of 1981. And I remember that because that was the month I got elected mayor the first time. And the Police and Fire Commission called me like the day after I had gotten elected and said, do you want to call Greg Troon and tell him that he's going to be the newly appointed police officer? So that was really my first official act as mayor of Batavia, was to call Greg and give him that news. So we had about a 9-year break, and then you've been retired, 3 years ago? 6 years. 6 years, okay. So I'm trying to do the math here because with Will's career here, we're going to be able to stretch this out, so we're going to be able to say that the Troon family has worked for the city of Batavia for 100 years. I think we got about 15 years before we're going to be able to say that with all the breaks in the... But I will tell you that I'm not so sure there's any other town around or any other place, maybe in Chicago there may be some, where you can say the same family has worked for the city government for 100 years. And that, I think, is something that Batavia should be very, very proud and pleased about. We've got some unique things here. Across the street from Alderman Stark's house at Spring in Washington, we have the Conde home. And the same family has lived in that house for 170 years, which I think is the regional record for the same family living in the same house. So I think when you reach the 100-year mark here with the Troon family in the city of Batavia, that's going to be another significant milestone. So I just wanted to share that with you because this is kind of a unique swearing in. So if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, William Troon.
I, William Troon,
Having been appointed
to
the position of probationary police officer
position of probationary police officer
with the Batavia Police Department
with the Batavia Police Department
in the city of Batavia,
in the city of Batavia,
in the counties of Kane and DuPage,
in the counties of Kane and DuPage,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the position of probationary police officer
position of probationary police officer
with the Batavia Police Department
with the Batavia Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I did come here with my family today. My fiance, Erica, is standing over here taking pictures. My mother, Christine, my father, Greg Troon, and my newly appointed brother as deputy of Kane County. So, thank you.
Okay. Moving to item number 8, which is going to be the Main Street Minute Report by Executive Director Jamie Son. Jamie, welcome.
Hello. Really quick, just give you an update since we ditched out last month. We had a long weekend with Art in Your Eye. So if you guys came down, awesome, thank you. It was super successful. Lots of people came out despite the lack of the construction, and I think we just pulled off another great year. We had great attendance inside City Hall for the City Hall Art Show, which is all local artists. And we brought back the Student Legacy exhibit, which is all local student artists. So that was very successful. Because of that, we had 194 Main Street volunteers donate 430 hours last month, so between August to September. So that's a lot. It's probably our heaviest month for the year. Kathy and I have continued on with our retention visits, but we've kind of changed the way we do things a little bit. And rather than setting up appointments with businesses and only doing 2 or 3 a month, we've actually been trying to push out more. So we schedule some time, go stop into these businesses in downtown and really take the time to talk to them, see what's going on with their business, how the summer went for their businesses. We got to talk to the Creamery, Wolf Wash, All Spoked Up, Shine, Gaetano's, and we actually did walk all of Island Avenue on both sides, over on Water Street and the entire Walgreens complex to talk to all of the businesses who are directly affected from the construction. So we've been out chatting with a lot of them, and they really are appreciative of all the work that the city's been doing with the signage to help their businesses, and how receptive the city has been with communication and everything for their businesses. So we really appreciate that. And just a reminder to everybody out there, please continue to patronize all of the businesses. We've got Allstate, Edward Jones, Creamery, Bulldogs, Aliano's, The Range, the Popcorn Depot, all of those places in this area. And then you've got Great Clips and Daddy-O's over in the Walgreens Plaza, and they really appreciate everybody continuing to come down, try to find some parking, and patronize their businesses and spend your dollars in downtown. Some successful things aside from Art in Your Eye that we've had over the last month. Block Party. I think a lot of you guys came out to Block Party, so thank you again. We had a great car show over on River Street, tons of attendance. We also had a great group of people come out. Really just the Batavia community comes out in full force for Block Party. So we had great live music, food. Congratulations to the Range for winning Best on the Block for the food competition. And then this year we also had the Pioneer Feast, and rather than asking aldermen to do it this year, we asked the PTOs to rally together to raise some money for their PTOs, and Louise White and AGS participated with us and raised just about $200, or just over $200 for their PTOs. So that was exciting. If you haven't been to the farmers market yet, come out on River Street Saturdays 8 to noon. We are in the process of talking about doing the winter market again. So we'll be bringing it indoors to Gaetano's. We're going to utilize the upstairs and the downstairs space this year. Try to incorporate more artisans. We're trying to convince Gaetano to do some cooking demonstrations inside. So that means homemade pasta and all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure once we shut down October 24th, starting right up in November, we'll have an indoor market at Gaetano's. So make sure to come to that. Also looking ahead, we've had a little influx of some of our businesses getting together and wanting to do some different events and happenings with a little help from Main Street. So we had 5 of our local downtown establishments get together for a fall poker pub crawl on October 3rd from 2 to 8. So make sure to come out and come to all of their businesses. On October 24th, we've got our Bat Fest. So I've got our poster here. That's our favorite family festival. The businesses just love that. We get great attendance from all the businesses for the downtown trick-or-treating. We will have that from 10 until 2 p.m. And then we've also got some other fall stuff going on that day. Music Matters is hosting their fall festival, which is a free fall festival for families. They have a petting zoo, they have a train, they have food, all of that happening from 10 to 2 over at the Music Matters space. And then the Batavia Park District will host the Haunted Quarry, and they actually do that on the 17th and the 24th. And that is spooky fun for a little bit older kids and adults down at the quarry. And then finally, I just wanted to bring up, we've received a ton of calls, and I know the city has received a couple because I've gotten calls too, about the House Walk, 2015 House Walk, which is not happening this year. So that's why people out there have not seen any promotions about it. Our committee took a little hiatus, I guess you'd say, because it's a very exhaustive process to do the house walk. It's hard to get out there and find houses that are willing to participate. But because it's so popular, we really want to bring it back in 2016. So if you or anyone you know out there is interested in joining the committee, is interested in having their house on the walk, is just interested in being a docent or volunteering, just contact us for the house walk or for any other volunteering. Contact us at 630-761-3528 or downtownbatavia.com. Thanks, guys. Any
Thank
questions?
you. Keep up the great work. Any
Thanks.
questions?
Good.
Thank you. All right, moving then to item number 9, which is Resolution 15-121-R, a resolution celebrating the 25th anniversary of the passage of the Americans for Disabilities Act. And I sent all of you a memo the end of last week. Last Monday, the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Executive Committee, of which I'm a member as a former chairman, we had a meeting, and one of the things that we are trying to do is to call greater regional awareness to the issues surrounding Americans with disabilities. And so one of the ideas we came up with is trying to get every city, there are 272 cities within the caucus, to get every city to pass this resolution in celebration of the 25th anniversary of the passage of the Disabilities Act, which certainly literally, quite figuratively, opened a lot of doors and made a lot of opportunities available for a lot of folks who previously were somewhat impaired by their ability to move around and stuff. And we're optimistic that this is going to cause some opportunities from some other organizations in the region to maybe join with us and do some stuff to kind of help further strengthen the movement and strengthen the idea. So I think as you read it, you can see there's really nothing, I don't feel, of any controversial nature there. I just would like to ask your support of this so that we can add Batavia's name to hopefully, by the end of the next couple of weeks, we hope to have several hundred, well, I say there's 272 municipalities. We hope to have a couple hundred by the end of the month that will have passed this. So would somebody be so kind as to make a motion for the approval of this?
So move.
Second. Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman O'Brien for the approval of the Americans, a resolution celebrating the 25th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Brown?
Aye.
Rusado?
Aye.
Atek?
Aye.
Stark?
Aye.
Chanzit?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Homan?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
Boderman?
Aye.
Saron?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.
Resolution 15-121-R is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Thank you very much for your support on that. Moving then to item number 10, which is ordinance 15-43, an ordinance amending the text of the zoning code. Alderman Brown, please.
Your Honor, I'd like to defer to Alderman Stark on this. She presented everything at the committee of the whole meeting, and I asked her if she'd like to present, so she's going to take these tonight.
Very good. Alderman Stark.
Okay. At the July 28th Committee of the Whole meeting, the committee gave direction to the Plan Commission to conduct a review of the use list for the downtown mixed-use district. And the commission conducted a review during public hearings held on August 19th and September 2nd, and a separate hearing was also held on September 2nd to consider a modification to the employment district to consider allowing commercial vehicle equipment sales and rental, new and used, in the general industrial district. And attached to this ordinance is a draft of 1543 that shows the amendments to the zoning code. And so if you were considering or are considering opening a brew pub, a fortune-telling business, mail order catalog, massage facility, smoking lounge, modified artistic performance studio, these are now things that you can bring in front of the council, and they are either allowed use or conditional use. Or so with that said, the staff recommended, and at the last committee of the whole meeting of 9/15/15, at a vote of 13-0, it was moved to the city council. And so tonight I would make a motion that we approve ordinance 15-43, amending the text of the zoning code, title 10 of the city code.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Wolf for the approval of ordinance 15-43, amending the text of the zoning code. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Boderman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Rusado.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Ordinance 15-43 is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Moving to item number 11, which is Resolution 15-120-R, authorizing contract for $147,160 with Geneva Construction Company for 2015 municipal facilities improvements. Alderman Wolf, do you have this?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. This contract includes two things. First would be placing surface and binder layer on a cemetery service drive at 900 South Batavia Avenue in the West Side Cemetery, and then also expansion and resurfacing of the existing Art Stop parking lot at the corner of Wilson and 25. And it definitely will be an expansion. Rahat got a memo out to everybody, so we knew exactly how many parking spaces we were going to get increased to on that. So that is definitely something we've all been waiting to get done. With that, I'll make the motion that we approve Resolution 15-120-R, authorizing execution of contract for the 2015 municipal facilities improvement with Geneva Construction in the amount of $147,160.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Fisher for the approval of Resolution 15-120-R, the contract with Geneva Construction Company. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Boderman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Rusado.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
Resolution 15-120-R is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Moving to item number 12, which is Resolution 15-126-R, authorizing execution of a contract for the 2015 crack filling program with SKC Construction in the amount of $60,700. Alderman Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is this year's crack filling program, basically to do some very effective preventative maintenance to keep water out of the pavement that we have that's older and cracked and provides with a little bit longer life. Right on where we thought we were going to be as far as the engineer's estimate, and the bid came out very close to that. At this point, we are not using the entire budget amount this year, so that money will probably just be rolled over into next year's program. With that, I make the motion that we approve Resolution 15-126-R, authorizing execution of the contract for the 2015 crack filling program with SKC Construction in the amount of $60,700.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Fisher for the approval of Resolution 15-126-R, the crack filling program with SKC Construction. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Boderman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Rusado.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
Resolution 15-126-R is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Moving to item number 13, which is ordinance 15-41, amending the comprehensive plan of the city of Batavia. Alderman Stark?
Thank you, Your Honor. On September 15th, the COW met and we discussed amending the comprehensive plan of the city of Batavia for the Westtown Focus Area Plan. This area is Main Street, bounded by Mallory, and suddenly the street. Wilson, thank you.
Walnut.
And Walnut. And this is an area that we have been focused on in working and considering a tax increment financing district. A TIF redevelopment plan must be consistent with the comprehensive plan, and so the proposed comprehensive plan amendments provide consistency with the approved TIF redevelopment plan. At the COW meeting, a majority of the COW members felt that the residential density for the former Shady Hill Garden site and properties to its north was too high and out of character with the neighborhood. A majority also felt that the properties north of those fronting the 600 to 700 block of Main Street up to First Street should be classified as neighborhood commercial mixed use consistent with Main Street frontage. at the Cow, a motion to approve ordinance 15-41 is presented failed due to lack of second. A subsequent motion adding a change to the land use map to classify the Shady Hill Gardens site and properties proposed as residential to its north at 3.5 to 5 units to the acre was defeated. Finally, a third motion including that change plus an additional change to classify the properties north of those fronting the 600 to 700 block of Main Street up to First Street as neighborhood commercial mixed use was approved by a vote of 12 to 1. I must say that through this process, the whole council talked and listened to many of the neighbors surrounding this property, and it was with much deliberation that we made the changes to the comprehensive plan. So I would recommend, or I would move that we approve ordinance 15-41, amending the comprehensive plan of the City of Batavia Westtown Focus Area Plan.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Callahan for the approval of the amendments to the comprehensive plan of the City of Batavia and ordinance 15-41. Any discussion? Alderman?
I just want to say I think this is a good opportunity to revitalize this area, and it's advocating for, in its process, it'll advocate for walkability, a sustainable project that will be promoting, and we're doing that by promoting mixed use. I think it's good for the area. I think it's a win-win for the residents and for the businesses. So I just want to get that out there.
Other comments or questions? I'd just like to piggyback on what Alderman O'Brien had said, but I'd like to present to it, I'm more interested in seeing the tax increment financing district established here, because I think one of the things that's going to have to be a key ingredient if that area is going to be revitalized and changed around is that we're going to have a TIF out there specifically to help with environmental remediation of some of that property. And I know this from a number of discussions I've had over the years with a number of would-be buyers or wanna-be buyers or people who didn't buy, was the constant raising of issues on phase 1 and phase 2 environmental engineering that went on that was problematic. And with the TIF, you're going to give the opportunity for some folks to come in and probably remove some damaged soils and grounds that had some spill of some type on them. Maybe get a lot of that taken out of there and replaced. And we've had some precedent in this town with this. Specifically, I would point to the Waterford Townhomes on North Water Street. That was a site that had a lot of contamination and issues around it, and there was a lot of ground that had to physically be removed, and that was all funded by a tax increment financing district issue. And so we have had success with this, and I just think if we are really going to see a positive turn in this Westtown area, which I strongly support, and hopefully also support those who are existing businesses there and help them do a better job of having their neighborhood cleaned up and looking better, that Batavia gets a win-win not only for the property owners but also for the residents in the community who drive by it and use it, and hopefully those who will someday live there. So I just think it's a very positive move forward. No further comments. Clerk, call the roll.
Stark.
Aye.
Tanzit.
Aye.
Wolf.
No.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Boderman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Rusado.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Ordinance 15-41, amending the comprehensive plan of the City of Batavia is approved by a vote of 13 yes, 1 no, none absent. So motion is approved. Okay, moving to item 14, the Administrator's Report. Mr. McGrath.
Thanks, Mayor. Among the projects we're working on at the moment, community development is continuing to look to identify the islands that the council directed us to look at for possible annexation. We're also working on the disposal of some of our excess properties. The fire department is looking at bringing a discussion of the 2015 International Fire Code to COW for consideration and adoption. Chief Dykey this week is down in Florida. He's working or getting more training on our primary fire department software. It's called Firehouse. The report on Houston Street, it's on schedule. The weather's been great. The street pavement is to be removed this week. They're finishing the landscape islands, and they're hoping to get some of the sidewalks in, especially in the City Hall area, and connected down to the plaza this week. We're working on the budget, starting budget meetings, serious budget meetings with all departments next week. Everybody has inputted at least their budgets already, and finance is going through those before we meet with the departments. We're working on a couple of redevelopment projects in the downtown, one of which will be on the COW agenda for tomorrow. The police are reviewing the suggestions that they received from the council and some of your constituents regarding traffic issues. We're going to be coming in with a discussion of a couple of revenue sources for next year for you to look at. Earlier tonight, you approved awarding the contract for the elevator repairs, and that'll take place sometime near the Christmas holidays. And we just want to assure everybody that we will have plans in place so that the absence of that elevator won't interfere with people's desire to pay their utility bills or to conduct other business. So we'll be either having a kind of a outpost utility office downstairs to serve people. The Comcast, it's not on your calendar, but the Comcast franchise agreement will be up on the COW next Tuesday, the 29th. And notices were sent out today for the October 8th public hearing for establishment of the West Town redevelopment district that you just got finished talking about. And that's all I have.
Any questions of Mr. McGrath this evening? Thank you.
Thank you.
Committee reports. Community Development, Alderman Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tomorrow night's COW meeting is scheduled for 7:30. What CDC has on the agenda is the proposed remodeling and establishment of a new business called The Evolution, which would be located at most recently known the Old Solomeo space on North River Street. They have applied for a grant and a low-interest loan, so that'll be on our agenda tomorrow night for discussion. Also, we are going to have a closed meeting for the purpose of existing and/or imminent litigation, along with the purchase and sale of electric power. Bill, does that even need to be on there for tomorrow night, the closed meeting? For the purpose of the purchase and sale of electric power?
There are developments almost happening all the time, so we leave it on there until we...
Okay. All right, Wednesday's Plan Commission has been canceled for this coming Wednesday. On the 28th, which is Monday, we are holding a special committee of the whole meeting for the purpose of public utilities, Prairie State. I imagine Alderman O'Brien's going to discuss that somewhat. And the Historic Preservation is scheduled to meet this coming Monday, the 28th at 5:30. That's all I have.
Any questions of Alderman Brown? Government Services, Alderman Atek.
Tomorrow night at the COW meeting, we'll be conducting a consultant interview for someone to help us with the city, finding a new city administrator. And next Tuesday night at the COW meeting, we're going to revisit our strategic plan and make sure it's up to date. That's it.
Very good. Any questions? City Services, Alderman Wolf.
I don't know if I can say this first one. Snow removal contract. I don't really want to talk about that yet, but that's tomorrow night. And accept property deeds for Deer Path Road Bridge. That's the only things we have. And then the 29th, the Committee of the Whole will also have a presentation on the emergency operating plan for the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Public Utilities, Alderman O'Brien.
Tomorrow night on the Committee of the Whole, we'll be discussing Prairie State. We'll be accepting easements for the Speedway project on Kirk and Wilson, and we'll accept electric easement on Hubbard Street. And then on September 28th, as Alderman Brown had said, we'll have a special meeting, that's Monday night, next Monday night, a special Committee of the Whole meeting for Prairie State. It'll be an open meeting for residents to come ask questions and hopefully we have enough information and we're prepared enough to answer all your questions. There's a lot to go with the Prairie State project, but I know staff is working real hard to glean all information they can to be ready for you. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, moving to item 16, other business. Anybody in the council have any other business? Okay, moving to 17, under the mayor's report. I just want to take a minute. As all of you know, I have the honor of serving as the chairman of the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning's Council of Mayors, and as I think most of you know, or all of you know, that's the organization that receives and programs and distributes the federal transportation funding that comes to municipalities in the Chicagoland area. So needless to say, I hear a lot about a lot of things in a lot of other towns beyond Batavia from my fellow peers who are in seek of federal funding. And I pride myself on the job we do in there because we annually distribute a lot of money, many times well over $100 million a year in 3 different pots of money that is distributed. And from that money, a lot of things get done throughout the region. And I was in for some discussions last week, and I'm also on the executive board of the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, and while I was sitting there, we were talking with our lobbyist who we had hired to look out for the kind of the political interests of the municipalities in the Chicagoland area. And one of the words of wisdom that was shared with us by the lobbyist is that it appears that Springfield and the politics of Springfield today are a political division that is not something that's very often been seen in Illinois. Generally, there's always been, by this time of the year, some type of a deal made or meetings of the mind or something of that nature in which people come together and make some configuration of how they're going to make things work. Well, we haven't got that far yet in this, and there's some folks are beginning to doubt whether we are going to get there, maybe even before the year is out. But if we roll this thing beyond the beginning of next year, we're going to put this, the state of Illinois is going to find itself in a situation where they're not going to have any money to pay their bills or pay their employees. And so, I mean, I guess I hope we don't get this far. The unimaginable scenario that come January in the height of snow and ice and winter, we suddenly tell IDOT that they're being laid off. I would think that would be enough of a crisis that we would get the General Assembly together and they would work out something. I mean, the same would go with the Illinois State Police. If you were to suddenly say, well, IDOT and the state police aren't in business for the moment, that would be a very unique scenario to try to work out. Hopefully we won't go that far, but the one thing that kind of spews over into our other agency, the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning's or references is that all the federal money comes through the state, and the state hands it to us, and then we make the distribution of it. There's some concerns that this quagmire in state government could slow that process down. So I guess where I'm going with all this is that, as you know, we have been very successful in Batavia and in getting our fair share of federal money. And one of the projects that we have on the books that hopefully we're going to do in the very near future is the rebuilding of Main Street from Water Street out to Van Noordstreek. And one of the things that will be done there is also a replacement of the storm sewer, which will unseparate that old 1906 combination sewer and water system we got over there on the west side, at least a big portion of it, and give us some more ability to move some storm water out of the neighborhoods there. So we've had some problems there, and I'm anxious to see us try to begin to correct those. And hopefully we have some federal money coming our way that will help us do that. But I'm just cautioning us all that I can't tell you right now for sure exactly when that money is going to get here, given the current state of situation. So we need to, hopefully we were hoping that maybe we could get all this done next year in 16. We may be rolling some of this over into 17. And I just want to be upboard and upfront with all of you that may very well happen because of circumstances totally beyond our control, but stuff that we're still working on. Needless to say, whichever side of the aisle you're coming from, I got to tell you, I think there's honorable people on both sides of the aisle who are honestly trying to pull pull things together and get things to work. And I say that looking at the governor, and I'll say that looking at Speaker Madigan, and, they're all people that know what has to be done, and hopefully we will get something done. But I think one of the things that some of the mayors in the region are going to try to do in the next few weeks is what I'm doing here tonight, is kind of raise the air of concern about what it is the state of Illinois is doing to itself right now, because if in fact there has to be a deal crafted and things have to be reduced or cut, or things have to be eliminated or restructured or reshuffled, or whatever the deal is going to be, we're going to have to get ourselves there, because if we don't, it would appear that there's going to be some ramifications. I guess the one high point of the conversation would be that I'm not thinking that the City of Batavia's Public Works Department or Public Safety Departments are going to go on furlough or layoff. I think financially we're in okay shape. So I think we'll have a winter where we'll be able to plow the streets and put the salt down and shovel the sidewalks and do everything that people are looking for us to do. That shouldn't be a problem. If in fact you got to go out of town though and go on a state highway someplace, that may be a total different story. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully that won't be the case. But that's kind of the story that's out there right now, and I just wanted to kind of bring all you into the realm of what I heard last week and a couple of trips I made downtown in my other role, and I do get to sit there with all the decision makers and listen to the conversations that are going on. And right as of last week, there wasn't a great degree of hope and confidence that we were going to get any place real quick. Now, maybe if enough of us start rattling the cage here and the word gets out, maybe something will happen, but we're waiting to see. But I think there's some people that are in the know that understand that if something doesn't get done relatively quick, there are going to be some ramifications to pay, and those probably won't raise their ugly head till after the first of the year, but that's when things may start to get to be a little bit on the dicey side. So, and that's at the state level, not at the municipal level. So I just want to stress that. You guys are all doing a great job here, and we don't have to worry. I don't, as far as I'm concerned, except maybe for our Main Street project, as to how quickly we may or may not get that on the street. But we're going to do it because it needs to get done, and we got the commitment for it, and we're hopefully going to be on our way to do that. All right, I guess then we need a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of existing and imminent litigation and the second reason of acquisition of real property.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman Strone. Clerk, call the roll.
Brown?
Aye.
Rusado?
Aye.
Atak?
Aye.
Stark?
Aye.
Chanzit?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Homan?
Aye.
Mueller? Aye. Boderman?
Aye.
Sarone?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.
We'll reconvene the regular meeting of the City Council for September 21st, 2015. Let the record reflect that all those who entered executive session have returned to regular session. And we will move then to item number 19, which is Resolution 15-128-R, which authorizes staff to negotiate a legal services agreement with Childress Duffy Limited. Who's got that?
I think that would be me. Staff has met with Childress Duffy over the past several weeks to discuss matters related to Batavia's involvement in the Prairie State Project and imminent litigation. I was going to ask Kevin just to speak to this as to what the legal ramifications would be.
Well, at this point, we'd be retaining them to complete the due diligence necessary to make determinations in regard to that imminent litigation.
Okay. So, any comments?
I'd like to make a motion,
Okay.
if you don't mind. I'd like to read the resolution. This is Resolution 15-128-R, approval of legal agreement for legal services with Childress Duffy Limited. Whereas the City of Batavia owns and operates an electric utility, and whereas the utility, through a purchase power agreement with NIMPA, has an entitlement share of 55 megawatts of output from the Prairie State Project, and whereas the city's financial obligations related to the project are substantial, and whereas the staff has recommended that Childress Duffy Limited be retained to provide legal services to the city with regards to options related to the Prairie State project, now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the city council of the city of Batavia as follows. Section 1, that the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to negotiate a legal services agreement with Childress Duffy Limited for the purpose of historic document review, legal research, legal analysis, retention of additional consultants to assist in the review, research and analysis of other such legal services as are necessary and appropriate in aiding the city in making determinations about imminent litigation. Presented to the City Council of Batavia, Illinois on the 21st day of September 2015, passed by the City Council of Batavia, Illinois on the 21st day of September 15, and approved by me as mayor of said City of Batavia, Illinois on the 21st day of September 2015.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor for the approval of Resolution 15-128-R. Any further discussion? Alderman Duff?
I would just like to say that, you know, the city has taken the council has taken a lot of heat, and the majority of the council that's sitting up here today was not here when the original agreement was made for Prairie State. So even though they inherited that, we all do take this seriously, and it has been something that we have been working on for many years, and this is just another step in some type of resolution or some type of remedy to the situation that we are currently in. So I want to make sure that the public is aware and knows that we are trying to do something. We have been trying to do something, and we will continue to try to do something at any point that we can muster something that we can do. So this is something that we, as council people, take very seriously, and we took a lot of time to get to this decision to take this next step. Thank you.
Anybody else? I would just add that I certainly have met with Childress Duffy and with the staff, and I would have encouraged the city council to enter into this agreement, given what I think is the city's position, where the city staff is working with the city council and listening to the advice that we were given during the discussions on this, always was on the straight and narrow and tried to do what we thought was in the best interest of the citizens of Batavia. And obviously, our view now is that maybe that didn't go the way we wanted to. And I think we have some questions ourselves, and we'd like to have some answers. And this would appear to be one way, at least, that we'll try to provide some resolve to our own questions about what happened here. So I'd encourage your endorsement of this resolution. Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Mueller. Aye. Boderman.
Aye.
Surratt.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Rusado.
Aye.
Atek.
Aye.
Stark. Aye. Chanzit.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 14 yes, no no's, and an absent. Thank you very much. Alderman Brown, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move we adjourn.
Second. Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman O'Brien. Clerk, take a voice vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.